I still don't know how to process what happened over the past year. I keep replaying it in my head like a movie that doesn't make sense, where you try to look for the part you missed, the hidden clue that explains why everything fell apart the way it did. I guess the only way to start is from the day it all blew up. I had worked at this mid-sized company for almost 8 years. I started there fresh out of college, eager and green, and worked my way up. I wasn't an executive, but I had respect. I managed a small team, had good performance reviews, and was considered reliable. I wasn't flashy, but I got things done. My job was stable, and my personal life was fairly stable too. I was engaged at the time, and I thought I was on the right track. Then came that day when the CFO, of all people, decided to make an example out of me. It was during a quarterly review meeting. All the department heads and some managers were there. I had prepared reports for my team, numbers checked and double-checked. Out of nowhere, the CFO slammed one of my spreadsheets on the table and said my work was sloppy. He claimed I had miscalculated some figures that were apparently important to a new initiative. I remember sitting there frozen, because I knew the numbers were right. I had run them 3 different ways. He didn't give me a chance to explain. He just kept hammering me, saying my work was unacceptable, and then in front of everyone he told me to pack up my desk and leave. Just like that. I felt like I had been punched in the stomach. My boss didn't speak up. Nobody in the room said a word. It was like everyone had been commanded into silence. I walked out with my face burning, trying to hold it together. And by the time I got to my car I was shaking so hard I couldn't put the key in the ignition. I had given almost a decade to that place, and they tossed me out like garbage in front of people I respected. The days after that were a blur. My fiancée tried to comfort me, but I could tell she was rattled. Her family had always thought my job was safe and good, and now here I was unemployed, humiliated, and angry. I replayed that meeting 100 times in my head, thinking about what I should have said. I thought about emailing proof that my numbers were correct, but I was so crushed I just shut down. Then, about 2 weeks later, I got a call that changed everything. It was from a representative from the company's insurer. They carried a type of policy that covered executive misconduct claims, and apparently whenever someone was publicly terminated in the way I had been, the insurer opened an inquiry to determine liability. The rep asked me one question that stuck with me. He said, "Do you believe the CFO acted out of malice or professional judgment?" That question broke something open in my head, because I realized it hadn't been a mistake or a misunderstanding. I had proof my numbers were right. The CFO didn't care. He needed someone to blame, and I was convenient. I answered honestly. I told the rep that I believed it was personal. And I backed it up with every detail I could remember, every email, every time I had pushed back politely against unreasonable demands, every meeting where I had noticed him snapping at me for no reason. Weeks later I learned the insurer had launched a full investigation. I wasn't given details, but whispers started reaching me from old co-workers. The CFO had apparently been under pressure for his own mistakes, and he had used me as a scapegoat. My termination had violated multiple company policies, and the insurer flagged it. Eventually I heard the CFO resigned, which everyone knew was code for forced out. By then though, the damage was done to me. I was jobless for months. Every interview ended with awkward questions about why I had left my last job, and I never knew how to explain it without sounding bitter or unstable. My fiancée grew distant. At first she tried to reassure me that it wasn't my fault, but then the practical stuff started creeping in. She wanted to buy a house. She wanted financial security. I couldn't give her any of that. We fought more, and eventually she said she needed space. That space turned into her moving in with her sister and then calling off the engagement. So in the span of less than a year I lost my career, my partner, and most of my confidence. Some friends told me I should sue. Others said I should be grateful the truth came out and the CFO got pushed out. But that didn't undo the humiliation. It didn't erase the look on my fiancé's face when she told me she couldn't trust our future anymore. It didn't stop me from waking up in the middle of the night replaying that boardroom scene. The only small measure of relief I got was knowing I wasn't crazy. That question from the Insurer rep kept echoing in my mind. Was it malice or judgment? It was malice. That wasn't just in my head. Someone with power deliberately chose to crush me for their own survival. And while he lost his cushy job, he'll land on his feet somewhere. People like that always do. Meanwhile, I'm still here trying to piece myself back together. I've started working part-time in a totally different field. Nothing fancy, but it's honest work. I'm in therapy now, trying to rebuild. It's slow. Some days I feel okay. Other days I spiral into thinking I wasted the best years of my life on a company that didn't care about me at all. I wonder if I'll ever trust anyone in a position of authority again. The irony is, before all this, I used to believe in professionalism and loyalty. I thought if you kept your head down, did good work, and avoided drama, you'd be safe. Turns out none of that matters if the wrong person decides you're disposable. If there's any lesson in all of this, it's that one question. Malice or judgment? Sometimes people act out of incompetence. Sometimes they act out of cruelty. Knowing the difference doesn't fix everything, but at least it helps you stop blaming yourself for being crushed under someone else's decision. I don't know what's next for me. I don't have some inspiring ending about how I landed an even better job or met someone new. I'm still in the middle of it. But I wanted to get it off my chest because it's been eating me alive. I want to believe I can come back from this, even if I don't know how yet.